If this is your first time to the channel, welcome to the barbecue. My name's Jeff and I'm your chef. We always grilling around here, always cooking up something for your soul. And this is another one of those to-go baggies from one of my live streams, because I know you don't want to watch a long live stream, but I clipped up the good parts of it, made you a little plate. I hope you like this. Now, at any time during this video or after this video, you can leave a comment below letting us know, how do you think, left or right? Add to the debate, don't hate. This is really a good clip about the SPLC, the fraud they've been doing for over 40 years, and how they've been trying to get Americans to attack each other under the umbrella of racism. This lady is good. He's going to interview this lady. She's pretty good.
Congresswoman Hageman, thanks so much for joining us here on Washington Watch.
It's wonderful to be with you, especially on such an incredibly important topic.
It is. I want to get your reaction to this indictment.
I'm livid. There are very few things that make me really mad. This one makes me mad.
Come on, thing. What are you doing?
What they have done to this country over the last 40 years, they have done such lasting and horrific damage to race relations, to families, it is stunning to me, the fraud and the criminal activity here, and every one of them should be prosecuted and thrown in jail for life. In addition to which, what they have done to our country, they have torn us asunder with false allegations of racism and hatred and danger, and I've known for a long time.
And that's what I don't think people understand. When the SPLC is doing this and stoking up racial fears, and you're creating racial hoaxes and racial frauds, you're not giving credence to the true racism and the true fraud and the true things that are going on out there. Imagine a group of women who decide to hire a law firm to go out and pay people to make false statements about men assaulting them, just so they can find out who the real abusers are. Like, these women are actually informants. We send these women into bars to make fake claims about assault against guys and get them, put in jail, and they lose their jobs. They lose it because we want to find out who the actual true men who are assaulting are. You can't do that. You're not the police. You can't just go out and say, we want to start creating false things to make society think a certain way, have false stories, all this false stuff going on to get everybody worked up, and everybody's getting paid behind the scenes for it. It's false, it's fake, it's fabricated, it's manipulated, it's not giving credence to the truth, to the real things that are going on that people need to be focusing on. The real racism out there, the true things, because if you're doing fabricated racism, it's like the boy who cried wolf. So if you're paying for all of these people to go out there and cry wolf when really there's no wolf, when a wolf really appears, nobody's going to take it that serious because they're tired of it. Oh, man, we're tired of this. Here we go again. We're tired of this. Here we go again. White supremacy. White supremacy. Here we go again with this again. Here we go again. So you're not giving credence to the true instances of racism and white supremacy. And this is what I was trying to illustrate to people, even on my other account or whatever. Lying and trying to claim for 40 years that, well, these are informants, when nobody's ever went to jail, nobody's been indicted. No, so it was all just moving money and funneling money from fake companies. If you're a true law firm doing honest, true business, why create all of these fake companies to do this and to pay these people from? You can't create all this fake shit around, pay people from the fake companies, then in the end claim, oh, it's innocent, they were our informants. Well, why don't you just pay them from the law firm? Because they wanted it to make it look like something else so it couldn't be tracked back to them. The law firm didn't want to be discovered to be the one that was paying for all of this. So they created all of these fake companies. If it was on the up and up, you wouldn't have to create a fake umbrella for something that's on the up and up. You just be legit from the get-go and say, these are informants. This is what we're doing. This is not even a government. This is like a law firm, not even a government. So when you don't have the jurisdiction or the law, the legalities to go do this kind of stuff, you can't do it for 40 years, then get caught and say, oh, actually, we were just making sure racists weren't out there. What? That shit don't make no, you're the one starting the rallies. You're the ones getting in the headlines for all this racial. Oh, yeah, people are spray painting all this racial stuff down people's garages, and they're keying everybody's cars, and they're move out, N-word, get out of our community, N-word. But yet it's you guys are paying people to do that. It wasn't real. Like, no white people in that community spray painted that on them people's houses. The people you paid when they spray painted it. Yeah, we paid them to go spray paint that so we can find out who the real racists were. They were going to inform us of who the real racists were after we spray painted that on them black people's house. Because we wanted somebody to come out and be like, yeah, I feel the same way. You do? Yeah, we going to report you then. This shit don't even it makes no sense. These people were not informants. That's just a way to try to get out of accountability for it, trying to say we were doing good for the community. You believe that shit? Nah, highly doubt it, highly doubt it. Let's see if this rep says.
Time that SPLC was a fraud. But I never had the understanding that they were the ones that were creating their own straw men so that they could knock them down.
Right.
And the reason it was so obvious that they were a fraud is that I've never met anybody that ascribes to the kinds of thoughts and theories and philosophy that they claim that we all ascribe to. I've never met anybody who hates somebody because of the color of their skin. I've never met somebody or engaged with anyone who engages in that kind of abhorrent behavior. Well, it's because they were the ones creating it.
Right. I'm sure there's somebody out there somewhere, but what they've done with
somebody
this,
hates somebody.
Congresswoman, is that they've created it, as you've pointed out, but for the purpose of attaching organizations like ours, and like so many other Christian conservative organizations, to those organizations. So my question for you, having worked as a litigator.
Yeah, and that part right there, that's what I was trying to explain to people. The SPLC wanted to get clout from legitimate companies saying, hey, we're hanging out with Jeff too. Jeff's a legitimate company, so Jeff's with us. But the whole time, I don't know the SPLC is doing this racist shit. So the SPLC was attaching themselves to a lot of organizations that truly were against racism, truly were for justice, truly were for being against crime. So they were trying to attach to other companies just to have that clout, like, hey, we're with these people, we're with these Christian organizations, we're the SPLC, we're with Christians. But the whole time they were paying white supremacists to do all of this shit. It's like you can attach yourself to churches and Christian organizations and all these community organizations and all these, because none of them even know, because SPLC never called them and said, hey, just to let you know, we are paying people to go do racist shit so we can investigate racism. They never said that. If it was on the up and up, they would have said that, hey, listen, we actually pay people. We pay informants to go out and infiltrate the KKK. You guys cool with that? So they never released none of that information, never told nobody that, because they didn't want nobody to know that all of this shit was fabricated and manipulated so they can get funding. It was all about how can we get money? How can we get people to donate for a cause that we're creating? It's like if you want somebody to say, hey, we don't want to, we don't want pets to be harmed. Let's say we don't want dogs to be harmed. So you say, okay, I'll donate $50 to it, but you want more than the $50 they're giving you. So you hire people to go out and start beating dogs, mutilating cats, doing shit. You just pay people to go out and do all of this shit. And you say, listen, we need more money. Look at all this tragedy going on out there. They're out there mutilating dogs and cats and killing dogs and cats. We're against that. If you're against it, then why are you paying for people to do it behind closed doors? Oh, no, these are actually our informants finding out the people that actually do that kind of stuff. No, you're actually paying them and they're in the groups going out and doing it. Yeah, but we're going to find out who are the type of people that do that. We're doing it, but we're doing it to find out who really does it. So we're doing it on purpose to find out who's really doing it. No, that shit don't sell. It does not sell. That shit just don't sell. People are smarter than that. And that's what they don't get.
In this process, as more information becomes available, I think there's more of a criminal conspiracy here than what is in this indictment. Could we see additional charges or activities coming against them?
I absolutely believe so. The way that I have looked at this is I think this is kind of the bare bones to get it out there, but there will be additional charges because, as you say, this is a broad conspiracy, and it was for purposes of racking up literally tens of millions of dollars. With just one hoax, they raised $65 million. So I'm looking at what can we do? What can Congress do to make this so absolutely costly that nobody will ever engage in this kind of behavior again? I mean, even if they have to forfeit all of their ill-gotten gains, which I would argue that since they've been doing this since the 1980s, all of the money that they have raised is fraudulent. But I think that we ought to look at it that they also owe the taxes because they were a nonprofit. What would the taxes have been on all of that money over the years that they have raised that? They should also have to back pay all those taxes. But in addition to which, I think that we ought to start considering things like treble taxes, that if you engage in this kind of behavior where you're defrauding the federal government of tax revenue based upon a fraudulent conspiracy, then you not only have to pay back taxes, but you have to pay them three times the amount of your taxes. I also would like to see changes to the laws surrounding piercing the corporate veil. For those folks engaged in this kind of behavior, they should not be able to say, well, it's the corporation that did it. They should be personally responsible and perhaps responsible for attorney's fees.
What about statute limitation?
I agree with that. If these companies are caught actually going out there and it's like somebody going out starting fires and then saying, well, we only started fires to find out who's doing arson. So we embedded ourselves in arson groups. We went out and we've been starting fires since the 80s. We've been burning buildings since the 80s. We've been burning up cars, burning people's houses just to find out who these arson groups are really after. But you've never taken anything to the police? Nope. You never charged anybody, indicted. You don't have a list of names. Nope, I don't have none of that. So you've been doing this for 40 years and you don't have a single name of a single arson who you've went out and burned houses down with and everything else. Nope. That's how this is. They're trying to claim that they were paying informants to go out and do all this racial shit for 40 years straight, but not a single person has been indicted. A single person hasn't been arrested. Nothing has been thwarted. Like they haven't said, oh yeah, these KKK members are finna go over here and do this and we send the police in. No, nothing ever happened like that. They've basically been saying, we're going to pay people to go burn houses. Then we're going to take donations against fraud, against fires and say, hey, donate to our anti-fire committee. And what we do is we prevent houses from burning down because we know burning houses is really rampant right now and it's going crazy right now. So if you donate to our corporation, we help do things to prevent houses from burning down. And so everybody's donating all of this money to prevent houses. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Houses are burning down left and right, dude. This is crazy. We should donate to this company. Yeah, donate to this company. Give the money to the SPLC. They'll help keep your house from burning down, bro. They're really good at it. But yet they're the ones who are going out and doing it. They're the ones paying people to go burn all the houses down. So they're making money on the front end, on the back end of shit that they're doing. That's what people are not remembering. And people are sitting there going, no, these are informants. What information have they ever given to law enforcement in 40 years? Nothing. If it's taken you 40 years to find racism, 40 years to find it, and you find absolutely none, and you've been putting millions and millions of our tax dollars and swindling taxpayers, putting money to all these fucking little programs, informant programs, and you've never got any information from these informants you claim, never stopped nothing from happening, then it's fake. It's just you shoveling money around. It's money laundering. It's racketeering. It's theft of funds. And like you said, they should be paying punitive damages up to 3 times the amounts of what they stole. They should be paying for that shit. But the thing is, it's not going to happen because we have some very slow-minded people out there. Oh, it was for getting information about racism. Okay, what information did we get for our money? Did they stop the Twin Towers? Did they stop anything from happening? What did they stop with that information? What did they stop after 40 years and paying all these informants? Can you tell me what did they stop? Nobody, no, I can't tell you, but I know what it's for. No, it's because you're an idiot that believes anything these people tell you. That's why they do it. If they didn't think anybody would believe this shit, they wouldn't have just made it up out of thin air. Oh yeah, it's informants. We're paying informants to show us where the races are. But they are the races you're giving money to. But they're informants. They're racists, but they're informants telling us where the real races are. Okay, so what have you guys prevented with all this money? Have you talked to law enforcement? We ain't found nothing yet, man. We've been doing this shit for 40 years. We gonna find it, bro. Nah, for 40 years, you've been creating racial tension. For 40 years, creating racial events and incidents. For 40 years, you've been doing that to make sure that the newspaper headlines got all these people thinking, oh, it's white supremacy. Oh, it's racist. All this, because you've been doing it. You're the one doing it. And now that it's exposed and it's busted or whatever, now what? When's the next big rally we gonna see? We probably won't see one. When is next KKK? We won't see, because nobody's funding it. You won't have people out protesting if you don't fund protesters. Where all these protesters, you see protesters in California protesting in New Jersey. Then the same people protesting in Seattle, and the same people protesting in Texas, and the same people protesting in, who's flying these people around? Who's putting them in hotels? Who's buying them all of this food? Who's paying their bills at home where they live while they all over damn America? Somebody's funding these people, and it's our tax dollars funding them. Americans are being ripped off, robbed. The money should be going to community events, programs, housing, food. It should be doing something, education, trade schools, scholarships. All that money could be going to all these places. Instead, they're paying people to go around and wreak havoc all over this damn country to create the illusion that is havoc just going everywhere. There are no grassroots protests out there. You don't see it. Back in the day, everything was grassroots. Back in the day, if people protested, they protested because they meant it. They did it for free. They made their own signs at home. They protested for free. Now, there are no free protests. There are no grassroots. People are paid to do this shit. Protesting to become a multi-billion-dollar industry. You get enough tax dollars together and you never get enough corporations to pay, it becomes a multi-billion-dollar industry, because that creates policy. Once you start paying people to go protest shit that you're fabricating and manufacturing on your own. If I want to say XYZ, let's just say I want to say I'm tired of kids not being able to make it to school. I'm tired of the bus program because the bus program never gets our kids to school. So we need to do something different than the bus program. But I pay people every morning to go put all the buses on flat. They go flatten all the tires on the buses. Wake up, oh, somebody's vandalizing the buses. Kids ain't gonna make it to school. The kids are missing everything, the educational things. We gotta start homeschooling these kids because buses aren't safe and buses are being vandalized and buses never make it there. So we gotta put $6 billion to the homeschool programs. And now I start doing how the Somalis do. Everybody's starting to get billions of dollars sent to their house to have their kids at home, not even teaching them probably. But everybody's getting all these billions of dollars, and I'm funneling all these billions of dollars back to people's campaigns, donating to their campaigns now. But people say from the get-go, well, how did this start? Because buses wasn't safe. Well, why weren't they safe? Because the SPLC was paying people every day to go and sabotage all the buses. So that's how we all got the money. Works the same with racism. You were paying people to go out and sabotage and create racial events and create racial events that would never happen. Half this shit would never happen had the funding not been available. People couldn't fly around the country, be housed in hotels. They'd be working right now. But why do I got to worry about working a $40,000, $50,000 a year job when you're going to start shelling me, you're going to give me $270,000 cash? If you give me $270,000 cash for the next year to go around and create racial situations and to start riots and to start marches, if you give me 270 grand to the tune of you giving all these people money, all these 8 different organizations, all this money to fly our people around, to house our people, to pay our people's bills while we out doing what you asked us to do, what do I need a job for? My job is now creating racism now. That's my job. My job is now flattening bus tires. My job is now doing whatever you tell me to do because you're giving me the money for it now. That's my job now. And these people got busted, which is why they're saying the SPLC should have people going to prison, paying high fines for creating situations that naturally would not exist. None of this shit was grassroots. And pretty soon, people are going to just stop letting protesters around. And I know we say, well, we got a right to protest. It should be a right to free protest, not the paid protest. Once you start paid protest, that's called inciting now. Now you're inciting riots. For free, if I feel like protesting some of my community for free, I should be able to walk up and down my street and protest it. I'm tired of all the gravel at the corners. Please come and asphalt our street. So that's what I'm doing. I'm protesting the gravel at each corner intersection from the Raggedy Rock, and I want the city to come and pave our street now. But if I start going out myself in the middle of the night when ain't nobody else around, fucking up the streets on purpose, and I'm paying people to come fuck up the streets on purpose just so we can get funding, then I'm the one creating the problem. And you can't be the one creating the problem and the one protesting at the same time. Because if you never created the problem, your ass wouldn't have to protest because there would be no problem. That's what all these people are getting busted for. They're doing this shit and they're all getting caught. And I hope
when this information comes out for its victims, the victims of this organization, the Southern Poverty Law Center, who have, we've passed now that this information's out, something like the attack on the Family Research Council has passed the statute of limitations. Should that be something that should be considered?
I think that we need to look at it. The fact is that the statute of limitations on things doesn't necessarily start until you knew or should have known. So I would argue that I'm not sure that it has passed on they were the ones concealing the information. They're the ones with the unclean hands. Why should your cause of action against them be barred?
Oh, I hate when that thing starts happening. It starts dragging like that. Whatever. Yeah, well, it's almost 1:30 in the morning anyways, but this video here, this was a really good video right there. And a lot of people are catching on to what the SPLC did, and a lot of the slow people out there still, those were informants. They weren't real racists. They were just informants telling people where the racists were. I'm like, bro, you real slow. This is how they end up getting votes, from people who just think really slow, like participation trophy culture. The people who they ride the short bus, they don't think fast, they're not at that adult level of mentality. They, like I said, living with their mom, eating tuna fish sandwiches and shit, they don't think that fast. And they still be like, yeah, I'm gonna vote next year. For what? Free jelly beans? If we vote for free jelly beans and everybody gets free jelly beans, just go sit your ass down somewhere. This is adult business, bro. This is adult business. Now make sure you get on the next live stream. I drop them sporadically throughout the day. I used to do 2, 3, 4 hour lives. I'm trying to keep them down to around about an hour so you got something to listen to on your way to work, on your way home from work, or maybe on your lunch break. In the meantime, I'm going to keep dropping these doggy bags for you. Y'all have a good one out there. Shout out to all the true believers out there dropping them blessings in our comments when all these fake creators using this against y'all religion. This is for you. Now this for the guy got you. See you at the barbecue, and I got a spot for you. So don't bust a block or two. What else is you gotta do? Just pull up to the potluck, cause I got a pot or two. And I got a lot of crew, and I got a lot to do. These chickens sitting simmer now, so I'm about to throttle through. The latest model you would do is still kinda bother you, but nobody's stopping you. I'm preaching that gospel, woo. My pop was still popping through. The cops are still watching through. The prophets on the block were shouting loud like the guy got you. They spitting the rituals and giving the signals. Religion getting spiritual, we getting residuals. The prophecy cyclical and poverty cyclical. See, dad leave, kids grieve, mamas need miracles, and I'm getting sick of you. The hood done went digital. These cameras all around, so it's easier getting you. The fiction that you spitting getting seriously critical. It's trash, like your ass on a minstrel. The code about to bench you, the clan wanna lynch you. The evidence of pen is hella strong with the stench too. The barbecue I'm grilling for the women and men too. Your hands up in the sky when the spirit's within you, and you just wanna give it to the Lord. You done been through the droughts that you went through, but you wanna win too. It's constantly getting you to the point of a sin too. You gotta get that paper in your pockets, cause rent due. Cause even in Flint too, these criminals sprint through. The government bent you, see you on the bench dude. Now you at the barbecue, and I got a spot for you. So gon' bust a block or two. What else is you gotta do? Just pull up to the potluck, cause I got a pot or two, and I got a lot of crew, but this for the guy that you. We the guy that you. For all my people out there that's true believers, you know what I'm saying, out there spreading that energy, spreading the word out there. I might not do it. These fake creators out there, they trying to do it to use it against you. I'm saying don't give up. Stay a God at you if that's what you are, you know what I'm saying? Don't even be ashamed of believing in the Lord. Don't be ashamed of that. Do what you do. Don't worry about us. We just out here creating content, having a good time. But do not let nobody use that against you. You gotta peep that out for yourself, you know what I'm saying? We at the barbecue and this is how we get down.
Okay, God, look, come through. God was coming. It was coming through. People watching my stuff.
We the got you.
It get hot in that kitchen, boy. But you still gotta cook. And guess what? People gonna be coming with plates out. And they gotta be fed. You the chef, dog. You cooking.